When people say words hold a lot of power and be careful what you say, a lot of us may laugh about it. A lot of us may feel that, oh, what's that person talking about? Well, a statement as simple and harmless as "I'll rebuke you in the name of Jesus" just recently got a woman shot in the face 3 times and she died. Not to mention that she died in the hands of people who were supposed to protect her. Today we're diving into the story of Sonya Massey, a woman who was recently killed in Illinois, United States of America, by a police officer. Let's get right into the story. Hello and welcome to Lled. My name is Lled and I'm your host for today. If this is your first time stopping by this channel, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the like button as well so that this video can be recommended to the proposed audience. If you're someone that is interested in true crime stories, mysteries and sometimes entertainment, then this is the spot for you. Do not click away because we have so much more coming your way. Okay, so let's get right into this video. Sonya Massey was a 36-year-old woman who lived near Springfield in Illinois. She had 2 teenage children, a boy and a girl, and she was said to be schizophrenic, which is a mental condition if for some of us that do not know. July 6, 2024, Sonya made a call to the police. She dialed 911. And she made this call based on the suspicion that there was an intruder in her home. Now, for some of us that do not know, being schizophrenic means that sometimes you could be seeing things that are not real. You could be having conversations with yourself or with people that are actually not real. It's a kind of mental condition, and sometimes these people could feel that there are also people that are around them when there's actually nobody there. Now, she made this 911 call to the police stating that she suspects that there is someone in her home, that she suspects that there is an intruder in her home. So after a while, the police showed up at her home, and as usual, they went around the house to check if there was anything going on, if there were signs of an intruder, but they did not really see anything. And so after doing that, the normal procedure would be to knock at her door and enter just to have a conversation, or not necessarily enter, just have a conversation with the person that lived in the house or the person that made the 911 call. But according to Sonya's neighbor Evans, the police did not actually knock on Sonya's door. They just walked into her house without knocking, and basically that was breaking procedure. However, that aside, they went into her home and they started a conversation with her, and this conversation was recorded on the body cam footage of one of the officers. So if I did not state earlier, 2 officers went into her house, an officer known as Sean Grayson and also another officer who was his partner. They went into her house and started having a conversation with her.
What is your last name? Shouldn't have to think about your last name. You're not in trouble. I just need to text.
Massey.
Huh?
Massey.
Do you have an ID? That'd make things so much easier.
You can scan that stack right there, maybe.
On having the conversation with Sonya Massey, they asked for means of identification, her driver's license, and she presented this to the officers. And during the course of the conversation, they noticed that there was a pot of boiling water on the stove in Sonya's house, and Officer Grayson asked Sonya to put off the water that was on the stove, and this was to prevent, a case of fire outbreak or something like that. And they said this whilst distancing themselves from Sonya, right? So Sonya went to her kitchen area and tried removing this pot of water from the stove, and then she asked, when she noticed that the officers were moving away from her, she then asked them why they were moving away from her, and the officers responded that they were moving away from her pot of boiling water, and they laughed. Now, Sonya responded, "Moving away from my pot of boiling water, I'll rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Now, hearing this, Officer Grayson drew out his weapon, his pew-pew, and responded, closing the distance between them, that if she tried that, he was going to shoot her in the face. As he got closer to her, closing the distance, you could see from the body cam footage that Sonya Massey was now beginning to, kneel down. She was kneeling down, she was bending down, and she was muttering, "I'm sorry." You could hear her saying, "I'm sorry." And Grayson moved closer to her as well, and she muttered another, "I'm sorry." And the next thing we could see was that he used his pew-pew and he shot at her 3 times.
Back right there, maybe.
1 second.
Check on her.
Let me get this.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
Right. Okay. Let me see. Okay.
Alright.
Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
A lot of people have analyzed this video, and some people have said that she actually poured this hot water on Officer Grayson, because if you watch the video in slow motion, I actually watched one of the people that made the analysis. I watched the video in slow motion and I could see steam coming up when Officer Grayson moved closer to her, and this steam could be an evidence to show that she actually poured hot water on the floor or at Officer Grayson, while some other people said she did not pour hot water on Officer Grayson. But nevertheless, I see this as 2 extreme responses, or I see Officer Grayson's response as being very, very extreme. How do you respond to hot water, pouring of hot water on you with a gunshot, with shooting the person on the face? I have tried so hard to try and understand what else could have gone on. Did she have a weapon on her apart from the hot water? Did she have a knife? Did she have some sort of weapon that we could not see from our own end? But from all indication, she did not have any of that, and the fact that she was saying "I'm sorry" signified that she was sorry for her actions. So why then did Officer Grayson proceed to shoot her in the face 3 times? Not once, not twice, but 3 times.
We'll get a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female, 1078. Fuck.
I was on.
After Officer Grayson had shot her, his partner went close to Sonya and discovered that she was still gasping for air. And, Grayson then said that he was, going to go get his medical kit. However, he also mentioned that it was a headshot, and this was him knowing that there was no way she was going to survive. However, he went outside to get the kit, and he took a very long time before coming back, and this left his partner wondering what was taking too long in getting the medical kit. Eventually, he got the kit, and they also called emergency services, and she was rushed to the hospital. However, on getting there, she was pronounced dead. Now, people around when this crime happened, they said that when they asked what happened, that they responded that the injury was self-inflicted. This is just to show you that they probably wanted to cover up the cause of her death. However, thankfully, his partner turned on his body camera. On further investigation, it was discovered that Officer Sean Grayson actually did not turn on his body cam, not until after the act was committed, and this actually was a violation of protocol. Now, this police officer was someone who had previously been charged for driving under the influence 2 times. Now, he had 2 charges of driving under the influence, but the Sangamon County went ahead to hire this police officer. This begs the question if background checks are actually done on these police officers before they are being hired, because someone that has broken the law twice, someone that has broken a violation twice? How do you not do background checks? How did you not find out? Or were they aware and they went ahead and employed this person as a police officer, as someone that was supposed to protect the citizens of that county? After the investigation on this issue, he was fired from his work, from his job as a police officer, and he was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. Now, this case has raised a lot of emotions in the United States. People have been talking that, you know, we have not seen a case like this since the George Floyd case, which happened in 2020. And it just, you know, has brought up the whole emotions about white officers killing black people. And the question about Black Lives Matter has also come up again, and a lot of people have been, you know, asking that if it was a white person, would it have been the same thing? Would the response have been the same? And I'm also even just asking that, what if that officer was actually under the influence as at the time when this thing happened? Because someone that has broken the law as regards being under the influence, you cannot rule out that fact that he was probably under the influence when this thing happened, because it's just, the reaction was just too extreme. It was just too extreme. How do you react to hot water by shooting the person? It just does not make any sense at all. It just does not make any sense. Let's even say the hot water was poured at this man. What he could have done, even if he wanted to shoot, he could have shot her anywhere else. He could have shot her in the hand, could have shot her on her leg. Why did he have to shoot her in the face 3 times? So this whole question about racism and about the whole movement for Black Lives Matter is coming up again, and people feel like Black lives do not matter in the United States of America. So you guys, let me know your thoughts on this case. Do you think that the reaction was actually very extreme? Do you think that there is actually any justification for what this police officer did? Do you think that a police officer that was supposed to protect her, somebody that was not mentally stable, because if you had even watched that body cam footage, you'd have seen that her house was actually unkept to an extent, and they could have gotten signals that this person was actually not mentally okay, and they could have requested for help for her. They could have called the paramedics. They could have helped her in any way that they could, but they proceeded to, you know, end her life. Do you think that there was any kind of justification, any form of justification for what these officers did? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you've watched this video up until this point, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, click on the like button as well, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I like to say, stay safe and stay informed, and until my next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.